Hey guys, we are in day 112 in our Bible reading plan, Joshua 16 through 18 and Psalm 112. Let me start with the big idea today. Lack of faith to do all that God asks us to do will eventually become a snare to us and limit our ability to thrive. When God asks us to obey him, he wants us to obey him completely. And so we're tracking today with the people of Joseph and their tribe. Remember, Joseph had two sons, Manasseh and Ephraim. And so we follow sort of their allotment and their lands. And they made a mistake that we see repeated in this owning the land, which was that they left the Canaanites in the land. The Canaanites were the enemy, and they would become a snare to them. That was not a good decision. Though God had told them to remove completely the people of the land, they did not. And they thought they were outsmarting God and God's plan, because they were putting the Canaanites to forced labor. Maybe they thought they would get a quick use of them that way, and they wouldn't have to do the hard work, but it would really end up becoming a problem to them. When God tells you to do something, do it. Don't put it off. Don't think you know better than God. It will become a problem. As you're reading chapter 17, we see also the land that was allotted to the daughter of Zelophehad, which was a story that we read back in, I think it was the book of Numbers. And so you get to like sort of middle to end of chapter 17. Again, in verse 13, they did not utterly drive them out, the Canaanites. And then the people of Joseph go to Joshua and they complain. They say, "Why have you given me but one lot and one portion as an inheritance, although I am a numerous people, since all along the Lord has blessed me?" So they look at the land they have, and they're like, this isn't good enough for us. And here's Joshua's response. I think this is an important point and somewhere where you can apply this to your life today. Joshua says, "If you are a numerous people, go up by yourselves to the forest and there clear ground for yourselves in the land of the Perizzites and the Rephaim, etc., etc." Basically, they were complaining about what they didn't have while they hadn't taken into possession all that God had already given them. In chapter 18, we see this again. They gather the people in an assembly. This is the first assembly since entering the promised land, and the land was subdued before them. And then Joshua says to them, "How long will you put off going in to take possession of the land which the Lord, the God of your fathers, has given you?" And now that is often our problem, even in the New Testament, though we're not looking at physical land and we're not in physical wars. We have everything we need in Christ. He's given us every promise, every security, every confidence, every bit of joy, and we often fail to possess that which God has already given us in Christ. We live in fear, we live in frustration, we live in anxiety, and the word that Joshua gave to the people of Israel then applies to us today. Are you possessing that which is yours by faith? And the way to do it is to completely obey God and to take him at his word. Now, we don't do this perfectly. We trust Christ to obey on our behalf, but we can today, by faith, come to God and confess that which we are not, rather than complaining of what we don't have, and put our faith in him, refusing to live any longer in the place that God has not intended for us to live. And so will you take God as his word? Will you trust him and own that which is yours in Christ today? Make a list of the things that are yours in Christ that you're not possessing today, and ask God to help you own them. Let's do that together. I'm going to pray for you today. Have a great day. See you again tomorrow.